Hi! Are you looking to go on our southbound Best of Alaska cruise tour in July? Your host is going to be Saunders. He's a popular travel blogger, actually one of my favorites, and a journalist. Let's go meet him. Hi Aaron, thanks for sitting down with us.
No problem, Fanny, anytime.
So how's your year been so far? How busy? Where have you been?
Oh, I don't know where I am anymore. It's been very busy, it's been fantastic. So far this year, I have gone to South Africa with Silver Sea on the Silver Wind. Then after that, I went from the absolute polar opposite, and I went to Norway, and I did Northern Norway with Hurtigruten on the Midnatsol. So I went all the way from South Africa up to Norway, did the Arctic Norway in the winter with Hurtigruten, went all the way around the coast, went up through the Arctic Circle, saw the Northern Lights, and got a ladle of ice water down my back. So it was tons of fun. Well, I started the blog about 3 years ago doing just kind of as a hobby, really. I worked in a different industry at the time. Interestingly, it kind of took off, and now I've switched careers from making, animated shows about talking ponies to traveling around the world. And I couldn't be happier. This will be my 5th time going to Alaska, and for me, I talk to a lot of people and I hear a lot of people say, oh, Alaska, it's cold. I don't want to go to Alaska, it's cold. It's not just cold. It's one of the most beautiful destinations that you can possibly cruise to. And for me, it is the perfect blend of beautiful scenery, really nice ports filled with lots of history. I mean, when you go to these ports like Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, that's almost half the fun. Then you get to go to the glaciers, and when you are sitting there on the ship next to Glacier Bay, and you hear this crack like thunder, and then a tiny piece of ice falls off and splashes into the water. I mean, there's nothing else like it. I decided to host the cruise tour because it is, frankly, one of the best cruise tours I've ever seen. I mean, if you're going to go to Alaska, and if you're going to do Alaska right, you may as well go all the way to the top. Start off in Fairbanks, work your way down, do the overland thing, and then take the cruise. And the cruise is kind of like the icing on the cake. But with the cruise tour, you get to experience all these fantastic things like Denali National Park and all the overland stuff. And if you're coming here for the first time or for the 50th time, you really need to do that.
What are you most excited about?
I'm definitely seeing both glaciers in one cruise. That's very rare to have Hubbard and Glacier Bay on the same itinerary. The other thing I'm looking forward to is Denali National Park. You cannot beat the kind of beauty that's there and the kind of natural scenery. I mean, you cannot bring enough memory cards for your camera. Never been to Hubbard Glacier, so that's a big adventure for me. Never been to Fairbanks either, so that's also an adventure. To really experience Alaska, you've got to do the overland part as well as the cruise part. Otherwise, you're only really getting half the experience, and that excites me.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time here and having everyone learn more about you.
My pleasure.